Welcome. Incoming message.
This is the May Contain Action podcast on Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and more.
3, 2, 1, 0. All systems active.
Welcome to episode 57 of the May Contain Action podcast. This show is brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision and engineered jewels for your jewels tools. Oh my God. It's like we're doing it on purpose now. Oh God. It didn't even say that. Manscaped offers a great plum shaving experience, obviously. I am host number 2, a.k.a. I am Trevor May, a.k.a. Trevor May. And I am joined, as always, by host number 1, ActionJaxon, a.k.a. Paul.
Hello,
Paul.
Trevor.
Welcome back from the Super Bowl. Hey, did everyone know Paul went to the Super Bowl?
I did. Clapping.
Clapping. Clap.
What the? You don't have a clapping
yay.
thing on the?
How about the yay? There we go. Throw the yay.
Jeez, throw the yay in there. Yeah, I went to the Super Bowl. It was awesome. It was a ton of fun. It's as cool as you think it would be, and it was great because there was like no lines anywhere because there was a quarter of capacity. So I got my nachos, lickety split. I mean, they were $15. But
did you have to sit? Did you have to sit like with two cardboard cutouts between you and the rest of the other people, or
no,
that looks
so
really
you
awkward.
sat like in your group and then you had cardboard cutouts that separated you. Yeah. So there was like, 4 or 5 cardboard cutouts each in between each person. And like a number of times I would like get in your seat and like, you got your 40 a beer and then you got like your nachos or whatever. And you're like, kind of shimmy into the seat. Your $400 worth of snacks. And I bent over to put them on the ground, and several times I looked behind me and started to be like, so sorry. So it's a cardboard cutout of a lady. And I apologized to her, I don't know how many times, as I'm like bending over, my ass is in her face. I'm like, so sorry about that.
It's a fake person. It's just a stormtrooper.
It's not a real person. So
that's, I'm imagining all the people who had to work and like put that, just like plan it all. Oh God.
My gosh, and set those all up, and I'm sure it was an absolute nightmare. No, but
it looked good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was outstanding. The planes flew over. It was nuts. The weekend. Just noticed the GIF if you're watching on YouTube. The GIF before the episode started. Outstanding. Loved it.
He's pretty good live, huh? I was like, wow, I didn't know if he'd be good. I really didn't know if he'd be good, like live singing.
Yeah,
he's a really good performer.
He's a very good performer and an actual good singer live, which is always nice.
And he only knows one dance move, and that's a little like heel click thing he does. He has one move.
He's got one move. He rocks the hell out of that move.
I mean, no offense, but the whole thing's like the MJ, like 90s pop star.
Yeah.
Thing, and then they got the one dance move. It's just funny to notice. Well, dude, sure. I'm jelly, but at the same time, I'm insanely stressed out from getting ready to go down to Florida to start spring training that I probably couldn't have swung that. I probably would have had to just be down there for. Honestly, now I'm thinking about it. It would have been the year to go for sure.
Honestly, actually, that would have worked out for you pretty well.
Dang it. Well, maybe next time.
Yeah, probably not.
Hold on. We never want to go to Florida again. But this is the longest intro we've ever had. Want to be on the pod? Call and leave a message or text 503-908-9526. You can leave your question. You don't even have to use your voice if you don't want to. The text option is in there, and you might just get featured on the pod. Honestly, at this point, if you do that, you have a very good chance of being on the pod. So get your phone out right now. Type in this number 503-908-9526. And get us a question, get us a shout out, a little pump up speed, whatever you want,
anything at all.
Make sure you say your name in it, please, so that we
anything
know,
at all,
so we can shout out the right person.
Yes,
but enough about Tom Brady being amazing, and
he was all right.
Let's meet our guest. This week's guest is amazing. We had a little bit of a snafu last week, but we got to do something new and special This week he's here. He's He is a creator for, and you can correct me once you've entered the room. It's confusing. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's either Era or Era. I'm assuming it's Era. And it's the founder of Gridcraft, that is giveaways on Minecraft. The king of giveaways himself, DNP3 is in the house.
Hey.
There he is.
Let's go.
Let's
Do it.
go.
What a nice little epic intro you guys got there.
Oh,
Thank
God.
you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it very much. We've had 53 episodes to keep getting it wrong, so I really appreciate
Never
it.
said it that wrong. I've never
Yeah.
said it that wrong. That
was
I had a stroke
rough.
in the middle of that.
He did.
But
I,
that is, that's normal.
I gotta say, can I tell you guys something before
Of
we
course,
start?
yeah.
I wanted to say this podcast, the setup behind the scenes is so professional, and the whole layout and how like professional all the production quality, all this is, it blows my mind. But I feel like, just be honest with me, is this like a little toy for you guys? Like this little podcast is your little hobby on
toy?
the side?
It's a little boy. Yeah.
I mean,
Little
that's my
pal.
little guy. That's my
Little
little
guy.
Yeah, sometimes
See
I
how
look
it
at it
goes.
and I say, "Who's Papa's little boy?" And the podcast looks back and says, "I am." And I say,
I like it.
"Shut up, podcast.
Shut up, podcast.
You don't have any rights."
Jeez,
I like
okay, that got dark really quick. It's where
He's really got to
Imagining-
expand his soundboard capability.
the
PM's really-
personification of our podcast being very sad.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I thank you because I feel like we got a bit of a, pardon my French, bit of a shit show going on over here. So I appreciate that you think it looks and sounds and everything professional. So that's good to know.
One of us has tried very hard to make it sound professional. One of the three of us,
And it certainly isn't me or Trevor.
not to give it away, but he's the one not talking right now.
Shut up, PM. We have to get to the pod.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, we meet people constantly. We're playing with all kinds of different people. We're playing all kinds of different games all the time, and we thought it would be a good way to do it kind of in a formal way and really get in the nitty gritty without having to worry about being head-eyed in Tarkov in the middle of it.
100%.
Love it.
So
Love it.
that's
And
great. We're happy to have you.
DNP3, is it Era? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's I think it's ERA. Honestly, I don't even know.
Hell yeah. Oh, thank God.
The capital is in the middle. If
man.
anyone's
I got
wondering,
no
it's
idea, bro.
lowercase e, capital R,
Ooh.
lowercase
I got
a.
no
That is
idea.
very confusing.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I think it's ERA. I think it's ERA.
It could
yeah.
stand for something. We don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Because if it's ERA, Trevor's gonna have a really hard time with that, like he does all season. You know what I'm saying?
Nice
Literally
job.
90% of the people are like, we don't know what that even is. That's a baseball stat? Huh, funny, Paul.
Oh,
Yeah.
majority of
We
our
got no
audience is
idea.
baseball people.
No one cares about ERA anymore. It's earned run average, if you were wondering.
I was really hoping it was a path to verification, but
It isn't.
it's not.
Wait, on Twitter, you're not verified?
No, I'm not.
What?
They're rolling them out.
Hey, if you guys know somebody who knows somebody, you let me know. You let me know.
Dude, I feel like there's always, we're gonna get to the pod in a second, I swear. I feel like there's always this like when someone doesn't get verified, right? And you're like, what's going on? Like, why haven't you got verified? And they're always like, yeah, I know. I don't think they're doing them right now. Like, look, man, they're not doing them right now. It's not like a dry season for verification. I feel like they're just like, they just didn't verify you. And just like they didn't verify
We
me.
get it,
It's-
Paul. You're verified, okay?
I'm not.
We get
This
it.
is me talking as an unverified person. It's not like there's seasons of verification. Like spring, verify everyone. And then it's like drought for verifications. Yeah, it's your time will come.
I've been verified for, I don't even know how I got it, but
Shut-
I've been verified
just
for like
Trevor,
10
just-
years now.
Okay,
So,
thank you. Thanks.
It's baseball. I had verification of 1,000 views
Yeah,
for
we know
about
that.
1,000 followers.
I know
That's
that.
amazing.
So
That's cool,
it's just
dude.
Some people are born with it.
Oh my God, you weren't born being a baseball.
Some
It doesn't
people are-
matter.
some
It
people are
doesn't
born
matter.
with it.
It's not about you, Trevor. It's about DNP3. DNP PP.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your specifically, really your name, right? DNP3. What's the story with DNP3? And what was your first online personality? Whether it was AIM or Xbox, I got to know what the first screen name was.
Oh my gosh. My first, so I used to do a lot of online mudding, and I actually would just choose random Japanese names.
I'm sorry. Hold on. What's like mudding?
Mudding,
What?
multi-user dungeon is, Oh my gosh, it's old
I'm sorry.
stuff, bro.
Of course,
It's old
I'm
stuff.
stupid. No. Of course.
Multi-user dungeon.
Of course. No.
Okay.
Sorry, listeners. No, we're all stupid. No, mudding. Got it. Okay.
No, I don't. It's Imagine WoW, but everything's in text form. So
That is wild, dude. Holy frig.
I know.
Okay.
I remember being in like 6th grade and typing like go south, go east, go west, open door,
What?
slay boar. And then-
Oh,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the original video games.
Oh my god, this
Dude.
is throwing me back.
I
Yeah.
remember hearing about this on that frickin' documentary on Netflix, the video game documentary on
Yeah.
Netflix. That woman and her husband made like a
First video
RPG
game.
with all that stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
yeah.
so cool.
The Dune video game was like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you-
no
Dune.
way.
It was
Yeah, it
neat.
was
You could
awesome.
level up. You can go on quests and stuff. And I actually enjoyed the game a lot. I remember just going over to my friend's house. He'd bring the Dr. Pepper out, and we'd stay up all night mudding and like typing. And those are good times. And then we would like think of ways to go on these quests and get these rare items and that kind of thing. So I've loved video games my whole life.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
That is, yeah. You got a background. I'm excited to get into this.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
someone
Yeah.
in
You said-
chat mentioned Oregon Trail. That's what it
Oh.
reminds me of.
Okay, when
What'd
did
you
you
say?
guys play Oregon Trail? It'll kind of give me an idea of how old you are.
I'm
Oh,
always playing it.
okay. Damn.
I played the original.
Peeks out
when
of
I
the
was like
shadows.
7.
Yeah, I played
Um,
Oregon Trail in 6th grade. I remember 5th and 6th grade.
Yes, same. Oregon Trail 5th, 6th grade. I remember it because it was on those freaking awesome Mac computers.
That's
The-
right.
The
You played
iMacs
at school.
that were colored.
Yeah.
Oh, those were so
They're just
cool.
Macs. They were just called Macs.
They were just called
They were
Macs then.
iMacs.
You're
The
right.
I wasn't even around yet.
That's right.
Steve Jobs hadn't invented the I.
Pre-I.
They're just called
Yeah.
Macs. Like,
What a throwback.
Wait, so how old are you then, DMP3?
I'm 37.
Nice.
oh, we always have boomers on here. We're boomers. I'm 31.
Wait.
Paul's
Yeah,
30.
31, but yeah, you're
Yeah.
like a healthy young stud, Trevor. You know,
Thank you.
You're a
That's the
pitcher.
nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
you got the baseball thing going for you. You got a streamer. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You got a cat.
Podcaster. I have cats.
Now, Paul, I don't know what we got going for you, but
What the hell's that, dude?
You're not even verified, Paul.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That's really cute. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oregon Trail. Wow.
Yeah.
What a
Oregon
throwback.
Trail.
That was fun.
Dude.
Dysentery stuff.
Hope you both get dysentery. Yep.
That's when I learned what cholera was. Honestly, in my fifth grade, 6th grade, I was playing backyard baseball pretty much.
Oh my
Pretty much
gosh.
like I was playing full leagues. I go home, and be like, I can't wait to get 15 games done in my league this tonight, and I'm going to win every game by 15 runs because there is no like if that game is easy, easy, and easy are the three like modes. So like I couldn't make it hard enough. Like I'm like, there's no way I'm never going to lose. They score 20 runs, I'm going to score 50. So
Wait,
That's
Paul,
fine.
how old are you?
I'm 30. Turned
30.
in
Oh,
June.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gosh,
we're-
you guys are.
we're same year in school.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
We're
High
both
school.
super old. We can only do this podcast thing for so much longer before.
I want to
But-
know how you guys met because I feel like you guys are like
Whoa,
best
whoa, whoa.
buds. But
Whoa.
we could save it.
Sorry, DMP3, is this your podcast? Are you deciding the rhythm and cadence of this particular
My
podcast? I
bad.
don't think so.
It was just on my mind. But
right.
okay, I'll jump into my name.
We will talk about that. But anyway, continue.
Yeah.
So started playing games. I actually took a break from gaming. Joined the military. Did some time there.
Oh wow.
I'll get into like the whole history, I guess, of
Right.
like how I got
Beautiful.
to Twitter. So joined the military. Was in Japan for a couple of years. My primary job was communications. So it was like network engineering, long haul comms, and satellite communication. And then I went to I was in East Coast for a little bit. I was in the Maryland area. Stayed out there for a little bit, doing some work for a few years, and then got out. And I've moved around the East Coast.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And then one day I was visiting my nephews in California, and they were playing a game called Fortnite. Now I used to play. I don't
Oh,
know if you
boy.
guys played this. I used to play a lot when I was like 15, like Counter-Strike, CS 1.2. like the beta.
I didn't personally play it. I played a lot of CS:GO, but I never played the like Source or anything like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was before. It was before all that. It was like I played Counter-Strike beta, and then I did Counter-Strike 1. It was before 1.6. It was like 1.3. I'm so old. I remember sitting in a LAN cafe, waiting for Steam to get released. Like there used to be WAN IDs, and they were like, we're going to this new system called Steam. And then I was sitting in a LAN cafe, and we had to like sign out of Counter-Strike and register this new thing called Steam. So I have a 4-digit Steam ID. Like I was one of the first 1,000 people to register a Steam account. Yeah.
Oh damn, you old.
I'm old, bro.
Goodness, you old. That's crazy. Okay.
Been gaming for a while.
My phone number is just 4 digits long. My God.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
Incredible.
It was. I find it so fascinating how today, like the kids that play Fortnite and stuff, I feel so old saying kids, but like literally like the 15-year-olds and stuff,
they are kids.
Yeah,
they are. When they're complaining like, this is ridiculous. I have 35 ping here on the West Coast. I'm going to move over to the East Coast to get 0 ping. Like I remember like playing Counter-Strike with 160 ping, and then it dropped down to like 100 on some days because I had a 56K modem, and I was so happy.
Holy friggin' 56K modem, 100 ping. That would drive kids insane.
I know.
I play 100 ping at every game I play because everyone I play with is hosting on the East Coast. Everybody, all the time.
Yeah.
So when I'm in Seattle, I already have my terrible internet that's making my camera all jittery, right? As we speak right now, and I just run 90 ping, Tarkov 90 ping. I don't know if anyone's played Tarkov in the viewership or listenership, but have you heard of desync? It's a big issue in that game, and I don't care. I'll die because I play with my friends.
I'll die.
90 ping, just still 2021 90 ping.
Tough. Yeah, so I mean, we were used to that. I mean, I played, upwards of 100, 200 ping playing WoW on a regular basis.
But that's not the same. WoW is not the same because it's more of a strategy game. FPS games, you need that like instant feedback, You
ever been caught in fire when you should have been? I mean, I don't know. I'm just like a second or two. If you're trying to min-max your DPS, then you got to stand in fire for 5 seconds and not 6. I don't know.
Okay, fair
enough. I hear you.
Yeah. So we'd actually, I mean, I was hardcore. Like I was a part of a team. I did at the time I played professional CS, which is like we would go to tournaments, and I remember we won $500 at one of these LAN tournaments. And back then, man, that was premium cash.
Oh yeah, split 6 ways. Heck yeah.
Split 5 ways, sir. Excuse me.
Yeah,
crisp $100. Nice.
Well, a crisp $100. We started getting invites. We got invited to Vegas. We went out there. Now, at the time, the tournaments didn't actually have enough money to pay for your ticket, so you had to like. I remember I think it was like $180 to go out to Las Vegas, and I won 100. And then I was like telling my parents, like, "See, you can make money playing video games. Look at that."
Oh gosh, did they pay for your hotel room at least, or no, or any food?
Nope. No.
Oh, you were in the hole a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be a local tournament, but you had to like win that to go to Texas.
Yeah.
For the big show, and so we actually qualified to go out there, but I couldn't go because I didn't have enough money to go.
Man!
But that was back in that was early 2000s.
Yeah, that was back in the day. Yeah.
Wait. So okay. All that being said,
old Counter-Strike. Yeah.
Okay.
Where did DNP3 come from?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. So I had a bunch of nicknames back in the day. DNP3 was sort of the resurgence of my introduction into video game, and it blends in my computer engineering background. So I'm a computer engineer by trade. I've worked for some pretty large companies doing a lot of consulting and like incident response and network analysis.
Mm-hmm.
And I teach I teach a lot of data science and cybersecurity stuff on the side. That's
a lot of my, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like where a lot of my side cash comes from, or I usually go and do that, and then I'll like host a big giveaway with the money I make from that. Things have changed a lot this last year because now like the stream's been doing really well and the community's healthy. So the money I make from that, I usually do giveaways with. But DNP3 is actually, okay, I'm going to get nerdy here for a second. So just hang in there with me, okay?
Hell yeah. Strap it in.
Okay.
Yep.
So in the world that we live in, there is like when your lights need power, right? Like it's energy.
Mm-hmm.
Inside of these like power plants and water and things that bring life to your home, there are SCADA protocols. Those are protocols responsible for helping like bring energy to, or like flipping a switch automatically or regulating the power supply that goes to your house. One of those protocols is actually called DNP3. In fact, if you Google DNP3, it'll say it's a distribution protocol. Yeah. So I just took that name on because I was always I was in people's streams dropping donut bombs, and I like truly believe in the power of spreading good energy to people.
Yeah.
Obviously it's fun to drop like a lot of gifted subs on somebody and just like watch the reaction and see how much joy it brings them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So that's kind of what the community is all about. I call it the grid. That's our community, and I'm always thinking of ways to like bring happiness to the community, and not just like my community, but I like just seeing people happy in general. So DNP3 is a protocol for distributing. It's a protocol responsible for distributing power and good energy, and that is what I feel like I represent. So
very
there it
cool.
is.
That's dope.
So is it DNP3 the protocol, or is it DNP and you just threw the 3 on there?
It's actually DNP3. It's actually called DNP3. Like,
okay.
Yeah. Distributed Network Protocol 3.
Yeah. I probably could have chose a different name, but I actually really like the ring to it.
Really
and
cool.
Yeah,
That's really
DNP3
cool.
it has a great ring to it. Yeah.
I think so.
You sound like a droid in Star Wars a little bit, but it's but then again, maybe you're the droid that spreads positivity and energy through the.
You know what I wanted to do? I actually want to get like those people that draw scenes, like those little sketch artists.
Yeah.
I want to have a formal movie made, because I get asked all the time, like, what does DNP3 mean? And then people are like, hello, DNP3, or what's that little droid in Star Wars? It's like
BB-8 or
no, the
R2D2?
R2D2. They're like, hello, R2D2 or DNP3. I'm like,
yeah,
they literally have like nothing to do with each other. But people like, they don't understand.
There's a number and there's a couple letters.
Exactly.
T looks like R. I get it. It's funny though. It shares nothing. There's actually nothing that matches it all except for the D.
Like, no, excuse me, that doesn't apply here. No.
And we're just gonna go ahead and just completely gloss over the fact that you didn't know R2D2's name from Star Wars. We're gonna just
R2D2.
Right.
Wait, which one's C3PO, bro? Hold on.
C3PO is the gold guy.
The gold guy. Okay.
Yeah, the guy who
the gold guy.
That's right.
The humanoid
C3PO and
one.
R2D2.
Oh boy.
You just told us you mudded, and we just like, okay, probably with the exception of maybe Siegel, you might be, in the Nerd Hall of Fame for the podcast, and then you didn't know R2D2, and you came right back to, you might as well be a jock now. You might as well
exactly.
been a 3-year letterman in 3 different sports.
Oh my goodness. Whose sound effect is that? Yours or ours?
I mean, can I add a little sound effects too? I thought
we told you specifically before the pod not to do that, DNP3.
Oh, my bad. I don't remember getting that.
Hey, he didn't actually.
Yeah, I didn't actually do that. We
okay.
He basically, what he does is he does power flexes sometimes where there's no way to verify whether or not he did it or not. So therefore, he's like, I'm not going to get in trouble because no one can actually remember. Probably.
I don't
understand attention.
I played games with Trevor.
Oh, sorry, that was.
I played games with Trevor too long. He's on to me.
I know what you do. I know your moves. Did you? Where did you say you're from originally? Where'd you grow up?
I actually grew up in California, Southern California.
Okay.
Actually, contrary to popular belief, I grew up in the hood. That's right.
Okay.
Is it popular belief that you didn't?
Well, I mean, I think people see me giving away an exorbitant amount of money on Twitter and just like dropping I grew up in the hood.
You're from Cali. You're giving away money.
Yeah.
You're an engineer.
Yep.
Oh yeah. What was Compton like growing up as a kid?
I mean, see, that's the thing. The hood is all relative, right? Like, the hood is quite a relative term. So when I say the hood, I mean, my schools had a 3.0 on ratemyschools.org. So, like, if you're looking for houses, it was.
Whoa.
I mean, yeah, the schools were rough. I got jumped twice.
My schools.
We had like fights. I remember growing up and like riots in my school were a common occurrence. My teachers just it was just a terrible experience all around. I remember just feeling like, is this how is this real life? And every single person that amounted to something they left. Like all of my friends that became doctors and lawyers or like whatever is considered a successful job, they left that environment. And that was what the Air Force did for me. It really got me out of there and gave me like laser focus for 8 years to like sharpen my craft. And then I came back to the streaming community because life was going really well and just decided to pay it forward, as they say.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even know Twitch existed, and I was actually playing Fortnite in random duos.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my, I made a friend on there. So I found Fortnite. Can I jump into the story, or I mean, this is your guys' podcast?
Bro, no.
Oh, we're here to learn about you, man.
Riff it, brother.
Okay. So we were. I went to go visit my nephews. They were. So I flew back to California. I was like, hey, what's going on? What are you guys up to these days? I haven't seen you in like a year. I got 2 nephews, and Christian and Elijah, those are their names.
Awesome.
And
those are great nephew names.
Big shout out. Yeah. Thank you. So they're like, oh, we're playing this new game called Fortnite. And I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, you can build in that game, and it's an FPS game. And being the uncle, I was like, man, I bet I could shit on my nephews.
I could totally just destroy these kids.
I could destroy them. Like, I could absolutely destroy them if I got into this.
You know what? I bet. Oh man, look at this amazing game. Look at these beautiful nephews I had. I bet I could shit all over them if I played this.
I could just destroy them. And be the hero. Be the hero, right?
Oh, like, who's hero? What the fuck? Jeez.
Well, I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know what? Like, because I saw how they were playing, and I've always been in FPS games and just moving around and like fascinated with the mechanics. And I remember spending hours practicing aim and so. Anyways, long story short, I was like, okay, I think this is it. Like, I'm coming back to FPS games. I'm going to learn a Fortnite so I can play with my nephews. And then I'm just going to absolutely obliterate them.
Outstanding.
Yeah, it's been a friendly competition. They were actually pretty good. And then I realized you can do squads and stuff. And like, you don't really need to like think about them as competition, but
honestly, that's the way it used to be. I mean, not to start a whole nother tangent, but like you could, like if you were 13, I could absolutely take a dump all over your game. Like it was not a problem. But now, ever since I've said this before, I'll say it a million times until the day I die. The moment they added 2 things, Team Rumble and Playground, that changed the whole face of that game for years to come. Like all of a sudden, little Billy, little Aiden and Braden and Hayden could go into a Playground and they could just like work on their builds after watching, however many YouTube videos for like 7 hours straight. Like they would it was like the hyperbolic time chamber. They'd be in there for like a month and come out of God afterwards.
Well, exhausting. It was like when you're at your 9 to 5, they're putting in those 9 to 5 hours.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
I still say it, the moment Booga won $3 million.
Oh, I mean that
everyone, every single sports dad, the dude with like the full Adidas tracksuit, yelling at his kid at the baseball game. He then transferred into sitting behind his kid playing Fortnite, yelling at him to practice his builds. And now we got
exactly
we got these kids who are like taking full on courses to win money playing video games. Like you said, you won $500 when you were a kid. Now it's like they're like, no, if you win a tournament, you're gonna, because the streaming, everything just comes with it. People just flock.
Yeah,
It's
when you win a
crazy.
tournament, if you're unknown. So like, I mean,
it's so saturated, and
yeah,
I am
it's
actually,
crazy.
I feel like I've actually hit my limits of. It's made me question everything I know about gaming, because the kids are so good now.
Mhm.
Where
Yeah.
I remember I remember knowing the mechanics, being able to predict exactly when someone's going to pop out behind a corner, like pre-firing. I just remember like that level of commitment and being so good at Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
That where now when someone's like running at me in Fortnite and I just know when they're better, and I like have to just
Dude, it's true. Somehow you can tell in Fortnite when someone's better than you and they haven't even done anything yet. They're just running at you. You're like,
It's the way they run.
Oh, this guy. Oh, he's gonna box me in. He's gonna make a fool out of me. Oh yeah. Yeah, you know, it's true. And I haven't even played in like over a year.
Yeah.
In the greatest year of my life.
So I mean, you have to just accept. I used to get so upset playing Fortnite because I don't know why people get upset when they die or in a game, but I think we're all like, if you're a type A and you're putting in any kind of work to get better at the game, you are gonna get upset if someone has dominated you in that game or in anything, and then you're gonna think like, how can I get better? But we just,
and then sometimes
for a lot
can't.
of people, you just don't have the time in the day to get better.
Yeah.
And priorities honestly, change as you age. You know what I mean?
They really do. They do, man. They really do. And honestly, I feel myself now like not caring enough to put that mental energy and focus in to where I just accept like I'm just not going to be as good as them.
Yeah.
Agreed, man.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I just, I as you can imagine, I'm a very competitive person by nature. And so I've gotten to the point now, Tarkov, at least the fights are far enough apart to where you can cool down in between. But like, as long as I can get shots off, I'm not just dying from somewhere I don't see or something, then like I've come to grips with it. But yeah, I just got the whole be competitive in games thing out of my head. And it's like, I don't play Valorant at all because I can't even, can't dabble. Every single person who's doing is like going for Radiant or going for Immortal, whatever the ranking system is in that game now. And so I'm kind of just saving it too, because there'll be a time, it'll probably need next off season. I'll be like, just want another game to like really just like go hard on and try. And Valorant's there, but yeah, that's why that game doesn't have really, because it's fun. I've had fun playing it. I just don't have the grind mood yet. I want to run around. I want to do a DJ set in Minecraft. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to do. You know?
Exactly.
We have, that's something we have touched on a lot here on the show. The evolution of Fortnite, and sometimes games just they fall out of favor, and you just like I play WoW off and on for what 12, 15 years now, and it's just like it always is good, and then there's a point where I'm like something else is more fun. I'm gonna play that. So
can I ask two questions? It's not my podcast, and I'll answer anything you guys want, but I have the more I talk to you and get to know you guys. One, okay, first I want to know how you met, and then two, I want to know what got you guys into video games.
Yeah, Trevor, you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. So we met. So here's kind of the how I got into Twitch. I got hurt. I had a recurring back issue. Had to go on the DL a bunch of times in 2016. I had been off and on watching Twitch, just a little bit, like watching League streamers. I knew about like Voyboy and like I'm a cutie pie.
Wait, I'm sorry. What is DL?
Did it? What I said? LOL. Sorry, League.
So,
you
had to go on
the DL. Sorry, disabled list.
Disabled list. Gotcha.
So I kept going. I wasn't traveling with the team for weeks at a time, so I'd go in and like do my rehab work for 2 or 3 hours in the morning just to get like back ready to go play again. But then I'd have the afternoon off, and then the guys would be playing the game. So I was like, I'll pick up Overwatch on my PS4. I did have one console with me, no computer. I had a Mac. Because I was producing music at the time as a side gig, and I was kind of getting over.
Oh, okay.
So
like rap music. Gangster music?
No, EDM. I'm an EDM guy.
Dude, I love that. I would love to check it out. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Well, it's Friday. You might be tomorrow. You might. I'll talk about that later. Anyway, so I had all this time, and I was like, I want to get. And then, like you've been talking about, I was like, I want to get better at Overwatch. Like, I want to actually get good. And I was playing on whatever, and I was like, streamers. I'll go watch streamers. First guy I watched, Tim the Tap Man, and Lassus, who's become a really good friend of mine. and Tim, and so I was in Tim's chat a lot for like a year, and I started streaming, and then people got me into the PC, and like I built the whole. I just get when I get into stuff, I get way into it. So I was like, oh yeah, I can do all this stuff. I got all this time. I remember going to the Mall of America and just like going into Best Buy and be like, give me everything, like, and and
Your
then
mic cut out after you said "give me."
give me everything, give me all the stuff. Sorry about that. This keeps happening. I hate it here. So. That happened, and then so I was in Tim's chat a lot, just kind of popping in, and then I'd stream after or whatever. Paul was coming in and out of Paul, I don't know if you were streaming really a lot in 2016. I think you were just off and on.
Yeah, off and on.
Yeah, you hadn't come back to like trying to get back into it consistently yet.
Exactly.
And I basically come to the realization I was like, Tim, they graduated the same year as high school with me. They just were from Syracuse. I'm from Kelso, Washington. But I knew that if we had gone to school together, we would all been like bros, like 100%. We were all nerds, but also played sports. Like that's just kind of that was my niche. All my friends were like that too. So I knew we would have been buds. So I was just like, I had an affinity, same sense of humor, all kinds of stuff. And then we actually met at, what was it, BlizzCon 2017.
Yeah, when BFA was announced.
Yes, BFA was released, and the World Cup, the Overwatch World Cup,
yes,
World Cup, where U.S. almost beats, or we took one map from South Korea, and it was like the greatest thing ever. We were like up in the creators whatever VIP area or something, and we hung out there, and then we went out and got dinner, and we hung out for the rest of the weekend. Went and saw Dylan Francis.
Yep.
And ever since then it was like, let's play some games. So then Fortnite came, and we played Fortnite for a long time. We played some Overwatch together. And it's just kind of, dude, we just kind of keep
that is so
games.
Cool, man. I feel like there is this like unspoken clout threshold in the Twitch community, which like clout was like a whole new like thing to me. And let me tell you, like where like I think creators just want to see like this person has proved themselves, and therefore like we can be friends.
Mm-hmm.
Or to
an extent, I agree.
Because there's kind of this fine line of like, who can I actually trust? Like, who's just here to like gain something from me, and who just wants to be friend and like have some fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then once you can figure that out, like those are the friends.
Yeah.
But that's so. I wanted to compliment you, Trevor, specifically. Like, I think you've done a really good job converging. I've seen a lot of people like playing hockey and professional sports try and like start streaming and get into the gaming scene. And it's not like you might be a rock star. I was watching Snoop Dogg, my man. I was watching Snoop Dogg stream. He actually streams all the time. I love T-Pain. I grew up listening to T-Pain, and he streams. I didn't even know that till like this year. Mm-hmm. When I found out T-Pain streamed. I played Among Us with him. I was playing Among Us with Kit Boga.
I was there. I was in that group.
That's right.
When he joined
That's
up.
right, Paul.
And Cardboard Cowboy was there. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's crazy now that you're thinking about it too. I'll never forget when T-Pain followed me on Twitter because I hosted him when he was playing Overwatch 4 years ago.
That is so cool.
Wild.
Yeah.
I love that.
Worlds
that
collide.
In my life. I was like, what? T-Pain followed me? In love with the stripper? That guy?
I couldn't believe it. And just watching, now I watch his streams all the time. Shout out to Pan, where it's like the coolest thing to watch just people you grew up with listening to on the radio, and you see them struggle, you see them streaming, and then they get the same shit that we get of like, how come, where's your viewers? Aren't you famous? And then they
got one of those the other day.
I actually love watching just how so many people react to that. So like T-Pain actually responds, and he's like, people know who I am. They don't know who you are.
Yeah.
He's got like his own form of comebacks. I got my own form of comebacks, right? Like, people are just watching you for money. I'm like, well, at least they're watching,
Yeah. Like,
and then
point.
There's I can't wait to get into that with you guys. I can't wait.
Oh gosh.
And then I was watching Snoop Dogg, and he literally smokes weed on the stream like the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
sure.
then people in there talk a little bit of crap, but the man doesn't pay attention to chat at all, and he's just living his best life. Like
that's so funny. He
doesn't
doesn't even look at it.
Given.
It's so it's so incredible, like how so many people think that streaming is like plug and play. It's not like a whole like part of your like entertaining people reading chat, like maintaining the conversation that everyone's having, depending on how fast their stream is, how fast the chat's moving. If the chat's not moving at all, how do you continue to be entertaining without being like down on yourself? Not looking at your viewership numbers, looking at your viewership numbers, how to use your data, all that kind of stuff. It's all just like stuff you don't use in your. If you're a celebrity, like you're just used to like making things and watching people react to it, but it's recorded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not.
Yep.
People who are great like behind a camera. For movies aren't necessarily great at interviews, aren't necessarily great live. We saw it, and I use because this happened a couple years ago, but I believe it was Logan Paul. Remember Logan Paul was like, I'm going to stream Fortnite.
I do.
And
I remember that.
and he at that time that was his peak. That was when he was at his peak. He was just getting crazy. Like he was up there with up there with the PewDiePie like growth on YouTube, right? How fast he was growing. Of course, he wasn't even close to PewDiePie's numbers, but like their growth was kind of close to each other. And that first day, 70,000 viewers, and then 40,000, and you could tell like at first it was just an energy thing. Like an hour in, he was just like kind of like, okay, like what else?
You cut out, or you said an hour and then you cut out.
About an hour in, it's like, okay, like what else do we do? Just get in another game. Like how do we make this entertaining for 6 hours? Like you could tell.
Yeah.
Like I would watch because it was really interesting to me. And it's not as easy as just like being there to maintain that 70,000 people. And of course, it dwindled down to where it was going to kind of sit for a while, which was much less than 70,000. And I'm sure he had a time. Him and his team probably sat down like, is this worth the time we're putting into it? And I bet you they said, no, it's not. Let's just keep making YouTube videos. That's actually better, And it was like it was just a very interesting like proof of concept that like being live all the time, being live isn't enough. It's like, do you want to put in the work and the effort to be an entertaining person? And the engagement part, is that fun? Do you enjoy the engaging part live, like in real time for long periods of time, and also playing games with people and engaging with them at the same time? Is that all like? Does that mesh well, and are you enjoying it, and you make it entertaining? Because it's not true for everybody, especially lots of athletes and lots of things just like don't. It's not something that interested in. They realize that like I'm not really interested in this, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But the assumption that it's very easy just to be like just to carry people from one place to another, like it's just going to be translate perfectly. It's just not true.
I totally agree, and I've noticed the platforms are almost siloed. Like I do agree, increasing like if the amount of YouTube subscribers you get does translate well if you like mention your stream and people generate genuine interest in you. They'll stop by your stream and maybe assimilate to your community, but it's absolutely not like a proportionality of I have 50 million followers on Twitter, therefore I'm going to have 50 million viewers on Twitch.
Exactly. It's never works out that way. Yeah. It might start like maybe with the moment you hit live, but if you can't maintain that, if you don't have the skills Trevor talked about, then you're just going to end up with, 1,000 people.
And
Still great.
That's why it's so impressive. The guys like the Soda Poppins and the Lyrics and
so impressive. These guys like
the guys like Soda Poppin and Lyric. Thank you. Just keep doing that because then I can repeat it and it's great. I'm sorry. It's going to be fixed soon. But like the OGs, the people, the summits, right?
Yeah.
Like the guys that they've gotten to where they are, and they're just like they are definitely making decisions like, do I want to stream? Do I want to play this game? Do I not? And they have the ability to do that. That they built the audiences they have over time by just being as consistent as they have been for as long as they have. It's just it really is impressive. The number of hours these people have put into streaming is that 10,000 hours master number. Like everyone's thinking, they put in 10,000 hours on stream and off stream to build their streams to where they're probably on stream. Actually, I would say Summit and Lyric probably have 10,000 hours streamed. Probably
they put in the work for sure,
which is incredible. So
that's
thank you. I know you started with a compliment to me, so thank you. I never said that, so thank you. I appreciate that. But in the sake of moving on to a couple of these questions, we would love to get your answers on. You said you're from California. I'm just really interested because this food hasn't even made a mention yet today, which by now it usually has. But I have a strong connection with food and sitting at my desk and gaming, like for whatever reason. I grew up like just going to grab something and sitting and playing WoW forever. So do you have a go-to fast food? I don't know actually where you're located right this moment. I understand you've been all over the place, so you can pick a place you've been. Maybe you have there's a special place you had when you were over Japan, or type of food you would get and be like when you were going to work. That for whatever reason that like you're eating that you think about those times. Do you have anything like that?
I do associate food with locations, and there was this really good fast food restaurant. It was called Sukiya in Japan,
Okay.
and they would
Ooh.
basically crack an egg over some rice, and they had like the most exotic combos out there. But it's only exotic because I'm not a native to Japan, obviously, right? But like everyone else in Japan, it's pretty. But they had some really good curry out there. They had I guess we've been all over the world, my wife and I, and I don't know. It's really hard, but nothing beats like a solid burrito.
Oh my gosh,
Nothing
that's
beats
amazing.
burrito, dude.
Dude, some guacamole and burrito. Honestly, Chipotle, like I like the little salt they put on the chips.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I do,
bro,
it's-
I could crush their chips. Oh
they're
yeah.
so good, but they're so bad for you, Paul, because
Don't
they
tell me
have
that.
so much
So much
sodium.
salt.
Don't tell me that.
There's
so
so
DNP3.
much sodium, bro. I
Don't
feel
tell me
like
that, dude.
the marshmallow man after I eat those chips for a day.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I never noticed this when I was a kid, but somehow waking up in the morning now as an adult after having like a gram of salt, I just am like, freaking yeah, the marshmallow man, literally, just Michelin man, so bloated in the morning, it's awful. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. And then I fire, like if I eat those chips, I've noticed, and I wear my white sweater, and then I fire up the stream. People are like, DMP, you're
Yeah.
the fattest I've ever seen you. What's happening? You've gained so much weight since the last time I seen you.
I had
like,
4 Chipotle chips.
Well, I ate a bag of chips from Chipotle.
And it blows you up like a balloon.
Give me like
Yeah.
3 hours and a cold face wash. I'll be back. I'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The good old
Yeah.
cold.
Oh god,
Well-
we have to worry about that so much. It's weird.
Because we're old as hell.
Yeah.
And DNP3. So we talked a lot. I mean, mostly about Trevor's great successes here, translating MLB over to streaming.
Mhm.
But you've obviously been in the game for a bit. You're old as sin, and no, you've been in the game for a while, so you kind of understand a lot of the ins and outs of what it takes to be not only a good community member, which I think is important.
Yeah.
To be a part of a community, excuse me, and make your presence known, but in a way that's positive.
Yeah.
And to be a
Yeah.
positive influence. There's definitely people who come into the stream of all different types. Don't know wars and all that stuff is great and really good and very positive. But just being an active participant in the community is also fantastic. But I digress. Having been in the game for so long, what's something you wish you know when you started this whole process that you know now that you wish you would have known back then? Or to anyone getting started with this process, like what's something you tell them to look out for?
I think that message is actually different for everybody. For me, it was get a better microphone because
Audio is important, right, PM?
Yeah.
man, it is so important.
I love that.
I was watching some of my earlier VODs because I wanted to do like this evolution of DNP3, and my old videos, my voice sounds totally different. I look like I look like a different person too, but
Yeah.
The audio quality, and I got to give a big shout out to Harris Heller, bro. Honestly, I watched his videos and I just feel like I've gotten so much good guidance and instruction from his from the Alpha Gaming channel that like the audio quality of a stream is super important. Because for a lot of people, they're not watching the stream, they're just listening.
Exactly.
Or it's passive or whatever. And this is their experience.
Without a doubt. Yeah, I can agree with that. As far as the equipment goes, I can't think of anything more important than a good audio setup. I mean, a good computer is great, but I mean, you could draw an audience just chatting as long as you have a good computer or a good microphone setup.
Good microphone, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Makes perfect
Love
sense.
that.
Going back to my old videos as well, you mentioned that. I remember going back to a video series time period where I had no gate on my mic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Let me tell you, the peaking was glorious.
Yeah.
My gosh. I'm a big time
Fresh, no
screamer.
gate.
Yeah.
I
me
used
too.
to peak and I actually sit in a basement. People like there's a basement. I sit right next to a sump pump in my basement.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Now we are getting this basement finished like next week. So I'll be moving all this stuff
awesome.
upstairs, but yeah, thank you. I'm so excited. I'm going to have this like fantastic, my stream room will rival Nick Merck's. I'm going to make a video about it.
Whoa,
Yeah.
bold.
It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane.
Oh my goodness. Very bold statement there, sir.
It's
Even
quite
Ninja
bold.
could not keep up with that.
It's you'll see. It's probably not. It's probably.
It's probably
I might
It's
have
probably,
bit off more than I can
maybe.
chew here.
I went a little ham there. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So and also I think for each person, that's figuring out what that message is you have to just go down your own journey and figure out like what really makes you passionate to start streaming each day.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's like just seeing people happy. Like my content is literally, I do giveaways because I get joy out of watching someone win something, and I'm in a position to do that very frequently. So that's my content. I don't have 20 hours a day to get great at a video game. I'm an engineer, so I do a lot of coding behind the scenes and like off stream, and I'm always like developing new experiences for my viewers and the members of my community to have fun.
It's cool. That's awesome. Actually, we are going to get in. We're going to pick your brain a lot about that path and that how you really focus yourself in that space, because you're there's just no one doing it like you are. But before we go there, we have one last. So outside of just the the mic quality and stuff, is there any like anything you used to do in terms of like a lot of people, we've had answers like how you branded your community, like what you call your followers and all that kind of stuff. Was there a point in your streaming / YouTube / content creation career where you used to do something that you look back on, you're like, and you cringe, you're like, oh my god, like a catchphrase or anything, or like an intro you used to do, or something you used to say, think like Tiger King when she says, hey, what's all you cats and kittens or whatever, that's cringy. Like think about it, have you have that weird thing? You got anything like that?
I don't have anything like that. Actually, like the community I formed now, like so I like differentiated followers from subscribers. So I started the grid. The grid is like supposed to be interconnected, and it's not just here on Twitch, but it's on Twitter and Discord, and there's games, and it's an actual community for people to play games and interact with each other. And so I used to say like, welcome to the grid for every follower, but then you stop thinking followers after a while because it's like too much.
There's a lot, yeah.
Oh yeah, you get a lot of flowers, dude. You get it.
Okay, pal. Okay, buddy. Okay.
No, it's super famous. I get it. It's awesome. Good for you. Super cool.
No, I mean,
oh, that's good. What's that like?
He's like,
it takes away from the experience if I'm thanking like every single person that's following, versus like thanking people that are giving bits and like subscriptions and
because the followers don't matter anymore. It's the people who give you money who matter. I totally understand.
You're putting it down. We're picking it up. We got.
I get it. You're better than them. They're not people. I get it. 100%. That's a great tip.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
That's a great tip.
Well. Anyways,
you're like anything cringeworthy back? Like, nah.
Anyways,
I was great.
I was thinking. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
It's okay. I was thinking, what should I call my community? And so I actually was researching like these different like community things, and then I like a wolf popped in my mind for sure, because I was like, man, I want my community to be tight knit. We're gonna run together. We're gonna go through low times together. We're gonna go through tough times together, like great times together. And no pack has a stronger bond than the wolf pack.
There you go.
So that was so now I welcome everybody to the wolf pack.
Very nice. Hell yeah. Okay. I thought it was gonna be like, welcome to the protocol, or like,
I thought about that, and I really did try it, but like I didn't want it to be too nerdy. Like, but you can still have like a digital wolf pack.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I just thought when you said grid before, I got a lot of Tron vibes. That's like, welcome to the grid.
I mean, I don't know if you see my Twitter profile, but that's
yeah, exactly.
Very, yeah.
Exactly. I love the Tron movie. Just it's one of my all-time favorites. Just the aesthetics and the colors and the scheme and the story and everything about it. And so for me, it was an easy decision to just kind of model everything after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that it's great. Who's that? Sneaky Bros who did it too.
Steve Bros, yeah.
Yeah, those
Shout out to
guys are
Steve Bros.
awesome. I remember I reached out to them not too long. They were just slammed with work when I remember I was like, "Hey, you guys want to do a couple things?" They're like, "Absolutely not. We like you, but we cannot." Can you wait 6 months? I'm like, "No, it's really not that important." So, but someday I'll see if they want to do something for me. I really
Now,
love
Trevor,
that whole electric look.
Trevor, let me ask you, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying. In the baseball world, right? Like, if you come off the field and you walk out in the parking lot, people are probably flocking to you, like Trevor May,
Not
and
really.
then you're like, please sign, and then you're like, hey, Sneaky Bro, can you make me a couple emotes? I'm like, look, man, look, buddy.
He's like, I'm swamped. Doing DNP3's IVR at this moment, and
Get in the line, okay?
he gives away free PCs, so what do you do? Don't care.
Exactly.
You're not even very good at games, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, I did get a little. I got a tiny, I get a tiny bit of like a you're an imposter at the beginning with the first couple of years. People were just like, you probably just started streaming 2 weeks ago. I'm like, I've been streaming longer than you. And they're like, oh shoot. Like I had my 4-year anniversary in July of partnership, and everyone's like, like Dr. Lupo's been a streamer for 2 months longer than me, and people are like, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, I didn't do it on purpose. I wasn't like, I'm going to make this. I'm going to build my brand. This is me being an athlete trying to build my additional brand. That's just developed over 4 years since then.
Yeah.
Since then, I just was like, I'm making music. I'm just not really as into it as I used to be. I'm a little like, I'm not going to live. I don't go to shows very much anymore. It's just not. It's not. What else am I going to do? And then I was like, oh, streaming's cool, and here we are. But yeah, that it is funny you said that because I felt that a little bit. I'm like, I'm famous as hell. Why don't you want to do my
as hell?
I'm super
Famous
super
as
duper
hell.
famous in the upper Midwest.
Yeah.
In a very
People
small
know
area
me.
in the upper Midwest. Not even Wisconsin though, just Minnesota. But yeah, so you know what time it is? It is time for an ad. Oh yeah, we're reading an ad.
Yes.
Valentine's Day is coming up. Let's crush this and then
Wait,
move on from there.
can it please be something about grooming men?
It's
Oh,
hey, look, I just rolled the die and that's what came up. Valentine's Day is upon us, fellas. Make sure you're ready for wherever the night may take you. Our friends at Manscaped, global leaders in men's below the waist grooming, are here to tell you that you need the best tools for the job so that you can be ready for anything on that special day. That is Sunday, February 14th.
Sunday.
I personally am just going to be flying through the air, but everyone else, you guys will have great days, I'm sure. 2 million men are already trusting Manscaped. 2 million men. That's amazing.
Men.
Products to groom. Make sure you're one of them. Make sure you're one of them. You sillies. Your girl can't think of what to get you this year. Tell her to get the gift that's for you and for her. That's Manscaped. The best way to get started is with the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0, full of the best products to keep you looking, smelling, and feeling nice. I'm cutting out, aren't I? This is awful. It's okay. We're going to power through it.
Good.
Or I'll lose my mind. The Perfect Package 3.0 is led by the revolutionary third-generation Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer, which is advanced skin-safe technology. It features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. It's also waterproof, which prevents a mess in the bathroom floor and sink, especially when it's time for Cupid to shoot his arrow.
Yeah.
Thank you. And let's be real. We've smelled the worst down there before. Yep, that's what it says. That's why I'm thankful for their Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver. These products keep your boys from sweating, smelling, and sticking. Dang it! Let's power through it. And these products smell good. Their manly scent is attractive and will help set the mood, if you know what I mean. The Perfect Package 3.0 also come with a pair of Manscaped boxers that keep your junk feeling fresh all day. It's time to upgrade those overused pair of boxers to Manscaped high performance and anti-chafing boxers. Easily the comfiest boxers I've ever had. They're so comfy. You can complete your grooming game with the new refined cologne signature scent by Manscaped with the same signature scent that's in all Manscaped formulas. The cologne is a perfect complement to the collection. This is the perfect package for your perfect package. Get 20% off free shipping with code MCA at manscaped.com. That is code MCA at manscaped.com. Your beanbag will thank you. Mic drop. How many times did I cut out? What? Three or less? Three
No,
cutouts?
it was like, I think twice. It wasn't terrible, you know?
You just gotta power
It
through.
was great. It's
I
great
just- I
because it
just
just leaves
touched
off
my mic, my bad.
on whatever note you've ended. So if you're like, yeah, I'm gonna shave my balls, it's like, I'm gonna shave my balls.
Does it really go? Bah,
It just like
that?
keeps going, like
Whatever.
a
Just-
tunnle.
See, Trevor, this is actually what I love about you. Now, there is absolutely zero reason this podcast should have a sponsor. Just absolutely zero. Like,
There
like
isn't.
you don't need a sponsor, right? Like you guys are both very
I mean, we need it.
successful.
We need.
No,
we
you don't
need it.
need it.
Come on.
And
Come on. It's the age-old question on Twitch. You know, how much is enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll tell you this one: whatever we have isn't. So
It is not.
I will say that is I was watching some previous podcasts just to like get the flow of the vibe here, you know.
Yeah.
And you read that thing every time with so much passion, and you do. It's so scuffed, but it's so beautiful. It's so
He tries
beautiful,
his
and
best.
the fact that you do that, man, it makes me love you, bro. I
Thanks,
love
dude.
that. Yeah,
Oh, he loves you too. Just to be clear.
I feel like Paul feels like he gets shit on all the time, but Paul, I just you're not, bro. I love you too, buddy. I do want to learn more about your background.
Sorry, that was good. It's only like I only got half shit on just then. That was totally
Yeah.
fine. It was,
Only half.
it was good.
Only half.
Yeah. Shave your
Hey.
plums, everybody.
Hey,
Shave your
but
plums.
before we move on to the meat of what we want to learn about
Oh, okay.
DNP3, let me just remind everybody:
Meat.
sub to the YouTube channel. That is May Contain Action.
There it
Same
is.
as the Twitch channel, and follow this Twitch channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss a show. They're literally at 6 every single Thursday. So you should just remember that. But if you don't, tell your phone to tell you when
Yeah.
it's on and slash your browser. You know, so
Crushed.
you'll know when we're live.
Imagine
nailed it.
not
Thank you,
not
Trevor.
knowing that this podcast is at 6 p.m. on a Thursday.
Yeah, imagine not.
Imagine being that
Imagine
big of a
that.
bot.
Imagine.
So DNP3.
Yes.
I think of all of our guests, right? No one's really found their niche, I feel like, in content creation space better than you. You have cut out your little corner of the content creation world, and that's giveaways. That's your baby. You do that better than anyone I've seen on
Yeah.
Twitch
No one
in the
does
content
anything
creation
close as
world.
good as you. Yeah.
It's like,
Mhm.
it's always on my feed. You always find a way to just get on my timeline. Yeah, I'm following you, whatever. But I'm saying, like, you always pop up. And It's
Yeah.
wild. So you've created some of the coolest, honestly, most innovative ways to facilitate giveaways using your stream as well. You're very creative in that way. But when did you discover this was something that you would enjoy doing and could execute really well? When did you feel like you could not only love it, but do it efficiently on a consistent basis? Because honestly, giveaways kind of stress me out.
Yeah.
Not that I don't want to like give to people and brighten someone's day, but just facilitating it on a regular basis is a little bit nerve wracking, especially if things go wrong or, you know, whatever. People
Yeah.
say they got
Yeah.
things they didn't. So, when did you decide that you could do all that, and what factors influenced the decision the most?
Good question. I was already doing giveaways. I'm the guy at the party that is getting everybody chairs, like trying to cook, trying to like make sure everybody has enough to drink. I just like genuinely seeing people happy,
Yeah.
and that makes me happy in return. And so when I got to Twitter, I just started my Twitter account a couple years ago. I had another Twitter account, but I just post like cybersecurity articles. It was pretty dry. So I started this like Twitch persona, you know, with DNP3, and I was already in people's streams. I started
Mhm.
like doing donations and stuff, and just loving the Twitch culture, which I just discovered a few years ago. I think it was 2018.
Oh, wow.
I used to watch it. Yeah, like
Jeez.
literally. I started watching. I was watching a French Canadian streamer who I found through Fortnite. Fortnite is the gateway for all of this.
It's gateway drug. It's true.
It really is, yeah.
Yep.
And then I went and so I was watching this French Canadian streamer. I donated an exorbitant amount to him. I think it came out to like 30 or 40 grand.
Lord.
yeah, it was a
My
lot. But it was
goodness.
there was so
did
many.
you make a YouTube video that You had to have.
I didn't. I mean, okay, I started saving clips.
Okay.
Because at the time
Okay.
I wasn't donating for.
It wasn't on purpose. Yeah, I got you.
Well, it wasn't even like I wasn't capturing this for like long term stuff. It was just for like the moments. It was like wow, that was amazing. It was like so cool.
Mhm.
And then time passed, and then people were like, "Hey, you should try other streamers and capture their reaction too." So I went to a couple different streamers, and then I donated something like 5,000 bits or something, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And they started flipping out, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!" Like, just to watch like the sheer joy, and it was like fresh joy every time. So
None of that spoiled joy.
It's like the
None of that
opposite of what they were
week-old
doing in
joy.
Monsters Inc. They were trying to power power everything through screams. You're doing it through happiness.
That was
Yeah.
adorable. That analogy, Trevor. Very good.
that was good, Trevor. That was good.
Good job.
So anyways, so I went around, I captured a bunch of clips, and then I was like, you know what would be fun? I want to try and stream. So my nephews were like, you should try and stream, Uncle. I started
after
streaming
you shit on them. They said that.
after
You took a
You're
huge
good at
dump on them,
Fortnite.
and they're like, wow, you should stream.
I wasn't good at Fortnite. I just honestly, I just can't. Like, I'm decent. I would say I'm like probably above average, but
You're in your
not
30s. I get it. Yeah. Same. Same.
I know,
Yeah.
I know, man.
Same.
I don't know what it is, but
That's same.
anyways, so you got to know your role. That's I think what the thing is here, right? Like, I know I am good at entertaining. I love taking care of people, and I put so much work into that. So like, that is where I was like, that is what I can contribute to the Twitch community. I can contribute being a good host. I can contribute taking care of people. I have some financial like resources to do that and like capture these reactions. And I'll be honest, man, like YouTube is a different beast, just like Twitter, just like Twitch. Like, they all have their own little algorithms and they're their own beast. YouTube, my engagement on YouTube is probably the lowest out of all the social platforms.
Always.
Yeah, for sure.
But Twitch has really been going really well. Twitter's always been like number one. So I started a Twitter account, and I was like, you know what? I want to do a giveaway on Twitter. So I did it for $300. And I was literally like, man, this is going to blow up Twitter. Like, this is going to break Twitter. I was like, the conditions were, so I had 0 followers. I got a Twitter. J Love followed me because I was like donating in his stream, and a Shill. That was the other streamer I used to donate a lot to. They followed me, and I did a giveaway for $300. And I said, you got to be streaming at the time, like retweet this tweet. And I think it got 36 retweets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It got, and people were like, this is fake as hell. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's real. And then people were like vouching, like, no, like, he's really going to give this money away. This is back in January of 2019 or February, I think, whenever I started my Twitter account. I think it was February 2019. And then, so the time came, I gave someone $300, and then it felt great. And then I started, like, once people saw it was real, I just kept doing it. Like, I was like, all right, well, I'll do $50 giveaway or $100 giveaway. And the engagement just kept growing and growing. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, even I was even happy with 39 retweets or 36 or what. I don't remember what the exact number was now, but like, I remember just being so happy with that amount of engagement, because that was more than I had ever had in all my cybersecurity articles I had published, and like things that would actually help people. I mean, I was posting some pretty groundbreaking stuff in the cybersecurity space, but if you put money out there, that's the universal language of love.
Yeah.
And
100%, man.
Yep. So I started doing that. I did that for about 8 months, just out of pocket, just because it was fun. And then I started opening it up to where if people wanted to, like, I didn't want them to have that same experience where, oh, I'm going to put up $500 and get 10 retweets and nobody knows who I am.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, if you guys want to come do a giveaway with me, I'll charge you a little bit of a fee. I'll give away your cash. And because, I had put in over $200,000 on Twitter of just giving stuff away. Let's do a giveaway together. And then that opened up, like, that just got wildly popular.
Yeah.
For
That's how
sure.
you and I worked together. That was
That
because you just said it. Doing it yourself, it's just making a gleam. And, I was familiar with that. I'd done all that stuff. And it's just, you already you had the people who were pretty in terms of those things, you just get a lot of kind of empty engagement, but you have the most real engagement. You have I would say the majority of the people that follow you, a lot of the, obviously you're going to have the people that join something, unfollow when they don't win, that happens. I expect it to happen, but the amount of people that stay and then become fans of the people that work with you, I think, is higher than it would be anywhere else if they did it themselves, if there's just no any other option. And that's the thing that's so cool to me. And that's why we've done a couple now, is because of that. And there was people like, is this real? DM me. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He's one of the best, man. I'll tell you, you're going to get it.
Would you end up giving away, Trevor? What was
a PC?
We gave away a
okay.
PC. Trevor gave away a whole PC setup. It was like $3,500 setup or something crazy. And
which is more than my PC.
Yeah. You know what's funny, bro?
I give away one of these.
50 PCs or 60 PCs, and most of them better than the one I have too.
Yeah. But you know what? People want specific things. They want it for a reason. They're gonna there's people out there oh, dude, I want a couple of these amazing parts because I'm actually gonna try to overclock stuff and get participate in that stuff. I've met those people. I enter all these things because I want to win these parts because I can't afford them, but I do actually want to compete and stuff. I'm like, that's actually a really cool reason. I would do that too if I were you. And then Power GPU has helped out a lot too, right? He's facilitated a lot of the PC stuff, and it's helped his business as well, which is awesome.
Exactly. It wins
really
for
cool
everybody.
thing.
And I will say, people focus on that, right? Oh, so there's been this negative stigma around giveaways, I noticed, for the last few years. There still is. It still exists today, where oh, I'm not gonna grow by a giveaway. That's not real growth. And I agree to a certain extent, where it's people are literally following you for a purpose, and the purpose is to get a shot at winning money. But I'd argue that is exposure, that you're gaining more exposure, and you're gaining, for me, right? I have a core community, and they're so great. I honestly did not know. I had no idea it would turn into what it is today, of just so many amazing people that enjoy entering these giveaways, but they also just like to hang out, and the giveaways are kind of a side contesting. I've always looked at it, when you go and play bingo and you put in $5 or $10, you're joining for an event for the night. You might win some cash, or if you win the jackpot or get bingo first, but mostly you're there to network and have fun and hang out with people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build the digital version of that, where it's not just bingo. There's 10 games you got to play, and there's a whole team of people coming up with new events all the time to keep the grid entertained and do stuff. And in today's society, it's perfect. And then COVID hit. And people always say, all the time, I hear DNP, after I'm done with a giveaway on stream or something, I'll lose 500 viewers. I'm like, oh, DNP, don't worry, the real one stayed. I'm like, no, it's not you cannot take it personal. Yeah. You cannot take it personal. It is just part of it's part of the business. When Tfue switches games, I love watching Tfue. Right, he'll switch games from Fortnite to Call of Duty. I mean, that's an old example, obviously, but he dropped 10,000 viewers. For people oh, you just lost 10,000 viewers. Of course they are, because people like to celebrate other people's misery, or bad moments for people.
Yeah,
it's true. It's just human nature. And so, if you just accept that that's going to happen and just push through that, you can really get through anything.
Yeah,
literally.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
perspective.
You feel your quality of life once you just are okay with it. I noticed something the other day. There's something very specific now that we're getting close to baseball. I'll go live. My viewership will go up to 400 for the just chatting portion for 45 minutes. As soon as I turn the talk off, cuts in half.
They don't care about the game. Purpose. Well, but think about this, Trevor. You are a authoritative figure in baseball. Literally. How cool is it to get to go and watch a pitcher that's literally in the game and get your perspective And then when you switch to Tarkov, no offense, they're gonna probably go watch like a professional Tarkov player. Like people want to switch channels to like learn from the best.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so of course,
or I'm not as engaging during that game because that is my least engaging game. Like it's just I read the chat the least when I play that, and that's what they're there for. They're for me to answer their questions and talk to them. And if I'm not looking at it and reading it fast enough, and they're casting something, I'm just not getting to it. They're gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And
you know what it is though?
Fine.
That's tough with that game too to be that engaging anyway. But yeah.
But here's the thing. Baseball, you could talk all day long. You've been doing it for so long. The amount of mental energy it takes for you to process and like watch what's happening and explain and articulate it to the audience when they're watching you is much less than when you have to explain and articulate Tarkov. I turn into a vegetable when I'm playing Fortnite with Ranger. I literally am like drool. I don't even stream Fortnite. People are like, stream Fortnite DNP. I'm like, no, go watch Ranger because he can have full conversations and like destroy 5 people. I am literally drooling trying to like fix my edit and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just know my role, right? Like I am not good at Fortnite. I would love, I stream to chat with my like people in the community. That is not a game that I'm going to stream.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Someone in chat also said if you read chat while you play Tarkov, you will die, which is true.
Exactly. You know how many times? And then again, like I said before, I'm like, as long as I'm getting in the fights, I'll lose a fight, but as long as I get a shoot back, if I'm walking along and I just get ambushed because I wasn't paying attention for 5 seconds.
Yeah,
like I'm about to tunnel vision for an hour. I'm not even gonna look over. I'm so mad that I just didn't pay attention. I died because I wasn't paying attention. That makes me more mad than anything in the whole world. So, but yeah, I've actually gotten to. I found this really cool sweet spot because I've been really enjoying playing Minecraft. Which this is something that you and I probably should have a DM conversation about. I want to hear all about Gridcraft because I got so many ideas. But I really like it because I can do goofy stuff. I can talk to the people on the Perch River because I'm playing on the Perch River right now, and then I could literally sit still and talk to chat for an hour and not move in the game because it doesn't matter because it's just open. And that has made it just, I'm like, I can talk to chat all day if I want. I can just focus on fishing. we can get in a battle and I can not talk to chat for a bit and they get it because I'm interacting with other people, but then I'm right back. That's why I've really enjoyed it. So it's like, we've been working really hard on those content days to like really maximize that and have a lot of fun. And then there's some days where I'm like, guys, I'm gonna play Tarkov today and I'm probably not gonna look over that much. I'm sorry, but I really like this game and it's really fun. And all my friends play it and we have a great time together, but it's gonna be a lot of us interacting with each other and not as much you. So I'm I'm cool with that because it's, again, I said to bring it all around, the whole interacting all the time. Sometimes you're playing that day just to do that, and it's more for you just trying to have fun and enjoy yourself, and you might as well be streaming because you can say hi to the people that are around and want to be around and want to see you. But
exactly.
But if it's not I'm meeting all these new people today, that's fine. That's okay. It doesn't have to be that all the time. And if you understand that early when you're playing and really enjoying it that way, like, and you just kind of carve out those times where you're really trying to do the content thing, and crush it in those couple days, then it makes it a lot more enjoyable. I found a really good sweet spot. I think
what adds so much pressure to like the streaming community is there is this like socioeconomic status of how many viewers do you average, right? And like that's in the Twitch world, that is like how you're viewed and like your level of success is gauged and so that's why there's so much focus on like viewer count. But I think it like for the three of us, for especially like if you're already been successful in another life or doing something else, you already have that mental fortitude where honestly, like viewer count, I look at it as like, okay, people aren't interested in this, like whatever I'm streaming at the moment, or they're not connecting with it. So I look at it as that kind of metric, but honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, genuinely,
we got to turn it off, man. We just, some of the advice we give all the time is just turn your viewer count off because it really shouldn't dictate how you interact with chat or your mood.
Or
anything.
But there's always like in every single stream, there's the little kids that come in, they're like, you just lost 600 viewers. How do you feel right now?
Yeah. Like, joke's on you. I didn't even have 5, idiot. Timmy. Frick out of here.
Yeah, and so you have to, like, well, the thing is, like, I'm switching games, and so I used to try and explain it like, well, there's a lot of variables that go into viewership, and like try and like do this whole thing, and I was like, now I'm like, no, yeah, you're right, because I'm switching games, and like it is what it is, like you just stop caring.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, you gotta not focus on that. And I think that you kind of mentioned your account being some sort of socioeconomic gauge. I think there's like a level of truth regarding it, insofar as like typically, if you have high viewership, whatever you consider to be high viewership, whether it's 100 or 1,000 or tens of thousands, there seems to be some sort of correlation with like how relatively entertaining you are, like to some extent, right? I mean, the top streamers are there typically because they're either really good at the game or really funny or really enjoyable in some way.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that someone that has lower viewer count is. There's no real way to know that. Like, there's no real way to know. I mean, there's people. A buddy of mine, not just started streaming. He's been streaming for a long time. He would average anywhere from 100 to 150. He's been averaging recently, just because he changed his game, up 500-600 viewers. It's like that's
wild.
That's a crazy percentage. Like you increased it, exponentially. Did that mean he like suddenly got super funny? Like, no, like he was able to connect with his audience in a different way. He hit, he's really good at this game. Maybe he's able to, there's like this perfect cocktail of gameplay adequacy and connecting with your chat. Like, how well can you balance those two things? Can you be really good at the game? Can you be really bad at the game, but really good at interacting with chat, vice versa? Like, there's this like cocktail, and sometimes it just takes a while to hit. Some of my favorite friends to play with, I think, are hilarious, but they don't average more than like 100 viewers. But they're still great people, and they're still awesome to play with. So there's definitely a correlation, but it is nowhere near the rule.
Yeah, and
obviously.
You always got to remember where people might just be different, like points in their timeline of growing too. Like, you're like, oh, what? This guy's great. Why does he only have 60 viewers? This guy's great. And you're like, oh, he's been streaming for 6 months. Like, no one knows about him yet.
Sure.
Like, that's legit. Like, sometimes people just haven't been discovered. A great example, a guy we've watched, and it's a friend of the pod, American Dad. We've watched him grow. American Dad. Really, like, consistently. And he hasn't had a gigantic, like, the hockey stick yet. I believe that someday he will, because he has a niche that I think that a lot of people find really entertaining, and I like his whole brand he's building. It's hilarious. He's a hilarious dude, and he's a great down to earth, like empathetic, freaking caring guy. Like, he gives a crap about people, and that is amazing.
AD is where everybody goes at night.
Yes, he's finding it, and you can tell he's like he's just like adjusting like his time and his hours, and all to like maximize the things that make him successful and make him have fun, and like what works in his, you can tell, I can see he's making adjustments all the time, and you're just seeing his viewership just slowly climb. So when we had him on the show, even to now, he were different. He's bigger now technically, but he hasn't really changed as a person that much. He's made slight adjustments. But he's capturing the people that would enjoy him, and that's, some people are just farther along on their journey or farther behind, and sometimes there's that obstacle somewhere that we're not going to see, that they just never go through, or they just lose their passion for it at that point and they move to something else, or they get through it and they take a right turn around it, and that's where they were meant to be and they got there. That's just, you got to remember, everyone's in a different place and things. But one of the coolest parts, I think, about the whole Among Us renaissance kind of thing, and then Rust, and then now like this Minecraft, like there's a bunch of people on this Minecraft server, like probably 30 people that I wasn't subbed to on YouTube. I actually don't know if they're YouTube stream, because Marcel, basically I do works like mostly on YouTube, and he's actually full-time YouTube now. I don't think he even streams on Twitch anymore. So so a lot of the people he knows and friends with are like YouTubers by trade, and they're mostly on YouTube, and they sometimes go on Twitch, but everyone's, so like that's a whole world that I'm not as plugged into. And so there's a lot of people that were invited on the server, and I didn't know. And the best part was just like interacting, running into people in their bases, having no idea if they're a big streamer, small streamer, if they're on Twitch, if they're on freaking Facebook gaming. I have no idea. I don't know how big they are. And it was just like, this is like strangers meeting on the street. We have no idea,
it's so cool,
what our backgrounds are. So there's no power dynamic at all. And like, so the biggest like piece of content that happened day one of this server was Crusader, like, could see me. She's played Minecraft before, and she could see my tag through the world, through the stone. You can see it like, I don't know, a certain distance away. I didn't know. So if I would have looked up, I could have saw her and known she was there. But then she put on her voice changer, and then, because it's proximity chat, and she like scared me and like did a demon voice. And I'm like, what is that? I'm talking to chat the whole time. I'm like, what is that? Do you guys hear that? And I'm terrified, and I'm running away, and she's just chasing me, but she's like above me. and she's just laughing her ass off because it's hilarious. And I'm genuinely terrified. I'm like, Minecraft, I don't know what's in these caves. I don't know if there's like some boss that I'm going to run into. I have no idea. And so it was a genuine reaction. And I had never played a game with her. Didn't even know she was in there. And I actually didn't talk to her until a couple days later. So like that was like a piece of genuinely like completely random content that was hilarious.
Those are the best. Those are literally the best. And that is why I started a Minecraft server. Because
it's so fun.
It's so much fun. And it gives people the opportunity to, one, like you got to learn the game. And two, it gives this like different dimension of networking where people get to build whatever's in their imagination and like other people get to enjoy it. So it's like this virtual space where you get to literally build some home and then invite people over and like have this little, like this digital place to hang out for it. And I am not like the best Minecraft. I still don't know how to play the game, but I started a server. My goal with the server was I wanted people inside of our community. We have this digital currency called Grid Disk. Okay. So one of the big goals for the Grid was I have embraced giveaways. There has been a negative stigma around giveaways for like literally even today, like even like Harris, like he was like, yeah, we're doing a giveaway. Like I still notice like when people mention giveaways, there's this negative stigma like, oh yeah, I'm doing a giveaway. If you guys want to go join, I'm like, no, announce that proudly and get people to go join that giveaway. You are giving away cash. There is nothing. There's nothing wrong with it, but I've seen like I think a lot of big content creators and people that generate content all day, like they're like, oh, I don't need to grow with a giveaway, and like that's probably true for them. They don't, like they have some great skill and it's fantastic for them, but for the other 99% of people, they need something to make them stand out or gain some more exposure. And for me, like that is my space. Like I've studied analytics on Twitter for giveaways. I've studied how it works in conversion rates on Twitch and like ad revenue and all kinds of stuff, applying a little bit of that data science background to like actually making impactful and effective giveaways. And it is just like the best way to get your name out there. So with Gridcraft, we got the digital currency called Grid Disk. People, when they get rewarded, I've tried to gamify every aspect of people's interaction with my community because I only stream 3 days a week. So when they're hanging out in Discord, they get Grid Disk.
They can still get stuff and you don't have to be live. Love that.
When we wrote custom plugins in Minecraft, when they are mining in Gridcraft, they will get Grid Disk.
Oh, that's sick.
It's sick. And then they can go to the store and then redeem those for items. Like they can get a new graphics card. We got a 3080 in the store. We got a PC built by Power GPU in there. We got even smaller items like my moisturizer that I wear on my face in the morning. I hope you guys, I feel like Trevor doesn't moisturize, but I feel like Paul does put some moisturizer on the face.
Look shit out of my face.
You don't know me. I moisturize every night. It's my favorite thing to do. I do.
There it is, bro. Okay.
I wear Olay. We're generous. It's fine.
It's because I have crow's feet, Paul, and you don't. That's true. That hurts.
That's why.
It's not a lot, dude. Sorry.
Accurate.
But yeah, so that's the space. So we got the Gridcraft server. Sneaky Bro actually drew up a map of all the things to do in the grid because there's so many ways to earn Grid Disk.
Yeah, you and I need to have a convo.
Let's do it, bro.
I have so many interactive things. Minecraft, literally, you can build servers where it can handle 500 people being on it. Like you can technically do that. Now, those are expensive as hell, but you could do it. You could be like, hey guys, we're having a show. Like I'm doing a DJ thing tomorrow. Like if that were something that an actual DJ, Dylan Francis, for example, wanted to like put together a cool in Minecraft, like kind of Fortnite event. If you wanted to do that, people could do it. People could build something insane and he could live DJ it. And then you could have 500 characters out in the crowd. Like you could technically do it, right? So like I'm just like thinking about the way to digital, with COVID and stuff, digital, and I was like, Minecraft can do all this stuff.
Okay, not my podcast, but I want to ask, how did you guys meet all these cool people? Like, I'm genuinely curious.
Well, so it starts with getting verified on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah,
dude.
Okay. Got him.
I would say I don't want to speak for Paul, but Paul, dude, so Paul's like a Twitch OG compared to us, me and you. Like he's been around for a very long time. You've met a lot of people.
Yeah, I met a ton of people.
Dude, we've had
Yeah.
people on the pod, and you're like, "Hey,
Sure.
remember 7 years ago when we got
Yeah.
like we went to Denny's in the
Back
middle of the night
old
at
days
TwitchCon?"
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. You just make friends. I mean, that's always been my goal whenever I go to events or go to anything. You just make friends. You kind of mentioned it earlier, like, are these people looking to get something from me? Are they looking to gain? That was a lot of the stigma in the early days of Twitch. That was always, people didn't even collaborate. People wouldn't even stream together because someone was stealing someone else's viewers. Like, God forbid someone left your stream to go watch someone else's. It was like they abandoned you. Like it was done. So people never collaborated. So that was actually a big thing to fight against in the early days. Anyway, the point is that you just make friends. You are friendly. That was the thing I tried to be the most, was just be friendly to everyone in a genuine way. I genuinely want to know, what do you do? Because no one really full-time streamed back then. At least most people didn't. What do you do when you're not streaming? Like, what's your job? Or how long have you been streaming? You know, I basically do like a mini version of this podcast every time I met someone at an event. So yeah, that's really, I met all these people through a long, slow process of going to events, seeing people face to face, and more recently now, because people collaborate, playing with them. So I'm in the game with Tim, who's a good friend of mine, and he invites Courage, and suddenly me and Courage talk, and now we get to know each other. So that's more the case now, especially in the COVID world.
Yeah, having one of your best friends be a full-time streamer also. Like, it kind of like your two-pronged approach, right? You're meeting people, bringing them into your group. He's meeting people, bringing them into the group, and
vice versa.
And you just form friendships. Like, we met Jordan Fisher through some weird, like, through Fortnite, same way. Like, I think Tim. Yeah. No, actually, Tim invited Ben, Dr. Lupo. Dr. Lupo then invited Jordan Fisher, and then Tim invited me or something. And I'm like, wait, you're Jordan. You do all this stuff. He's like, you play baseball. And I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
This whole thing.
How do we meet each other?
And it's like, imagine doing something other than playing video games. Like, and it was just, and then, that game, the collaboration really took off there.
It's crazy.
Fortnite was probably the biggest drive between all that.
But now and then Among Us, I met you, played with you for the first time in Among Us. Among Us then took it from 4 people to 10.
Yeah.
With really no, like, need to know how to play the game, really.
I feel like if we don't comment how talented Jordan Fisher is, and after mentioning his name, it's just
not.
It's what you do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the man is incredible.
Gorgeous. And he's got stuff going that we don't even know about.
I know, he's crazy.
Years in advance. Years.
I actually didn't know who Jordan Fisher was until Fortnite.
Oh, that's fair.
Or not.
Yeah, that does make sense insofar as, like, unless you're watching the type of content he's making, you wouldn't necessarily know. So that makes sense.
Can I tell you too? And just one, I actually had no idea. I went to the Fortnite World Cup, and I met Power GPU there. I met who else did I meet there? Oh, I met so many good people there. Classy, and I met Viperous, but I literally didn't know anybody, and I was like this weird person who just gave away money on Twitter. So, like, they're like, I don't know, like, this is weird. And then I've been compared to Mr. Beast a lot. Like, people often call me the Walmart Mr. Beast, which I will take. You're like Mr. Beast, but just not as many viewers.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what? I don't like leaving my desk. Thank you very much.
I
guy goes out in the world and stuff. What a weirdo.
Like, I've planted 20 million trees. I gave away $500 tonight in the Xbox.
Hey.
Yeah, we're the same.
Let's clear this up. Everyone who's listening, every single person is Walmart version of Mr. Beast. Only Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast. No one's close.
Exactly. Okay? It's crazy. So I got invited to go to dinner with Power. He's like, hey, come to dinner. And I was like, yeah, heck yeah, I can't wait. Let's catch up. And I walk in, and there's like 5 or 6 people at the table. And Symphony and Brooke were there, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Symphony and Brooke! Like, that's cool that they're here." I actually never met them. Mm-hmm. And then, but then there were other people at the table, and I was like, "Oh, so what do you guys do?" And I was asking around, and then they're like, "Oh, we're YouTubers," and I was like, "Oh, cool. What's your channel?" It was Wildcat and Smitty. Like, I had just never heard of them at all.
That's a thing.
The same way, the exact same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Wildcat's girlfriend Kelly, she was laughing like, yes, someone doesn't know who he is.
She loves it every time. She loves every time someone doesn't recognize him. That's so funny, because I could, after knowing him and playing games with him for a little bit now. Yeah, that totally checks
dude,
out.
he is like the best. Like, he's like such a good dude.
He's
Mhm.
really funny.
The table there, I remember there was like this moment when like the table, I was like, there was an opportunity for me to be on my own little island on a table. And then Wildcat was like, hey man, or Tyler, he's like, hey, you want to bring that table closer so we could all just hang out, like be close to each other? I was like, oh dude, I freaking love you. Yes. Bring it in for the real thing. Yes.
I want to be so close to you. Oh my gosh.
He's like, now put your mask back on. Oh wait, that was before.
I know.
Put your mask back.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
That is crazy.
I mean, it's very possible too. I mean, just with the sheer amount of YouTubers with credible popularity, there's no way to know all of them. It's like the same thing with Jordan Fisher. I mean, he's incredibly successful, but he's one of hundreds of successful people in that industry, if not thousands. So for you to know all of them is like impossible. There's no way you can do that.
When we all went to watch the McGregor fight last year, I met Vanos, and I was aware of Vanos. I'm like, Vanos is a big YouTube channel. And then, we got to talking about like other things that we do, because he's very much like me, just like things that are seemingly not connected at all, but he's just super into them. He's his name's Rinks. He's like a touring DJ, which is like, I'm like, you're amazing. You're the most amazing person. He's like, wait, you play baseball and you have a Twitch stream that you stream full time almost in the off season, and like you have like these 3 other things you're doing. I'm like, yeah, like, well, tell me about your stuff. And so like, and I'll just be like, and I knew about Vanos because he's part of the crew with with all the with the 18 guys that all built their YouTubes at the same time with Marcel. But it's so cool to learn how it all worked, and then meeting them all, and then it all makes, you're like, of course you guys are successful, the type of people you are. This makes sense. This all makes sense. And but it is cool going to those events. I don't like to travel much. I don't like to go anywhere when it's not the season, but for events, man, like that's so fun. It's just so fun meeting all these people that you met online, and
events.
I'll never forget the first time I met Fear itself. He came up and gave me a hug, and and he's not, I'm much taller than Justin. And
Much more
he gave me a
manly.
hug, and I looked over like, who is hugging me? He's like, it's Fear. I'm like, oh my God, you scared the crap out of me. And then I gave Dylan Francis like kind of a side hug, and he looked up at me like he was about to be eaten. And I was like, bro, it's just Trevor. He's like, you are massive. And I was like, thanks, man. Great to finally meet you. So it's I don't know. This whole thing has been so cool. You just don't get this stuff in sports. You meet guys you played against and stuff, but like just all these people that are creators, and the sheer number of people you're just walking around in this big area and you just see and say hi to is so fun. I can't wait to go back to those, but hopefully they start to not move them more closer to the summer so that I will miss them from now until forever. But
yeah, that'd be nice.
well, that was a vibe sesh right there. But really quickly, we have a game, but it is a quick game, and it is just you, DNP, playing.
All right.
It's rapid fire questions. We're going to learn a lot about you, and this is all content creator gamer stuff. All right. So I'm going to throw out 2 things. You tell me which one you prefer. We're going to go for rapid fire. All right.
I'm a judge.
All right. Number 1, clicky or quiet keyboard?
Clicky.
Ugh, that sucks. Wireless or wired mouse?
Wired. Oh, actually, hold on. I have both. I started with wired, and then I have moved to wireless. The
Okay,
502.
It's phenomenal, isn't it?
Or G Pro.
All right. Mouse and keyboard or controller?
Mouse and keyboard. Yeah, I think I got aimbot. Cheater.
Open or closed back headphones?
I actually have open back headphones.
Ooh,
I
nice.
think we have the same ones on, or similar
I got
ones.
I got the Sennheiser HD650s.
Your wife calling.
These are the 6 yeses. Yeah. So yeah, these are great. Open back, 100%.
Yeah, fantastic.
Tacos or burgers?
Tacos, 100%.
Nice.
On pizza, pineapple or no pineapple?
Pineapple with jalapeno and chicken.
He's from California. Oh God.
Only with jalapeno and chicken.
I had a couple of tough ones. Clicky keyboard's tough to root for. Halo or Call of Duty?
Okay, I grew up with Halo on the Xbox. I'm gonna go. Oh man, I'm gonna go with Halo.
Yeah, this doesn't have to be like recent because we know that there's been no good Halo game in 8 years. So, rock or rap?
Rock or rap? What does that mean?
Music
like
or rap
genre?
music?
Oh, rap music, 100%.
All right. Country or EDM?
EDM. Easy choice.
Couldn't be more different.
Exactly. Milk first or cereal first?
Cereal.
Thank God.
Correct answer. There's only one correct one for that.
Yeah.
Who would? Do people do that?
We've gotten one milk
Sociopaths.
first, and we can't remember who it was because we blocked them out of our life. Hot or cold weather?
Oh my gosh. I actually like cold weather, like just putting on nice jackets and stuff.
I feel like you warm up better than you can cool down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm with that.
Carpet or hardwood?
Hardwood, 100%. More sanitary.
Oh yeah. Ooh, sanitary. Wow. Okay.
Toilet paper over underneath or over the top?
Over.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, it's in the blueprints, right, Paul?
That's right. It's in the patent. Look it up.
Steam or the Epic Store?
Steam or the Epic Store? What is that?
Your video game platform where you buy your game.
Which one do you prefer?
Yeah.
Can I choose no preference? I don't know.
Wherever the game is, right?
I will say I've spent $10,000 on Fortnite, so maybe Epic.
I'm up there too. Yeah,
Dang.
and now they're kind of overlapping a lot, right? So like they have all the same games.
Yeah.
Xbox or PlayStation?
I'm gonna go with Xbox.
Very good. Intel or Ryzen?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Recent benchmarks. I'm still gonna go with Intel. Intel just feels right. I know Ryzen's catching up,
Yep.
but Intel just feels right.
Feel the same.
And from what I've been told by many people in the know, that you can't really go wrong with either one at this point. But Intel is kind of just, I don't know. There's this brand trust that they built in us in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
We've been brainwashed, but like I know the Ryzen with the Threadrippers and stuff, and like the cores, like it's got to be better.
Yeah.
And
Intel's making
less.
garbage and
Pure
we're just
performance,
not.
I know.
Cheaper, so
But like purity, it's like when you buy a diamond, right? Like all right. Anyways,
anyway, moving on to this rapid fire questions: coffee or G Fuel?
coffee, 100%.
Rate or G Fuel or like mix, whatever. It doesn't have to be G Fuel, guys. Racing chair or office chair? I see that you have a racing chair.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't really give any visual cues. I was moving, but yeah, racing. But the office chairs are quite nice, I will say.
Is it called soda or pop?
Soda.
Do you prefer the book or the movie?
The movie. Imagine reading a book in 2021.
Imagine reading a book.
Education, parties or stay at home?
Oh, stay at home. I mean, I like to party like streaming is my party.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Expanding on that, going out or ordering in?
I like to order in. I actually just discovered DoorDash, man. It is a life changer.
Just discovered DoorDash? Welcome to 2021.
I know, man. I know.
What?
So good.
I just discovered drive-in movie theaters. These things are wild. You just drive your car right up there and they play a movie.
DoorDash will literally go to the place for you.
All right. Twitter or Instagram? I think I know the answer to this one.
Twitter, 100%.
TikTok or Reels?
Oof.
What is Reels?
It's
Exactly.
Instagram's TikTok.
Okay, TikTok.
Fist bump or handshake?
I actually, it depends on the occasion, but I think mostly I'd lean towards fist bump.
Makes sense.
Twitch or YouTube?
Twitch.
It
Okay,
is.
now for me, that's me, right? But I think like there's more potential for growth on YouTube.
Oh, 100%.
I agree with that 1,000 billion million percent. And you don't have to be live, which is huge for me. So it's a time saver too.
Nobody wants to watch someone winning a giveaway. Unless it's them.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
That's a very good point. That is quick fire. We know so much about you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And before we get into the final outro here, before Paul takes us to the finish line, let's do our final section. Who have you been watching lately? Also, AKA called the side monitor question. So basically, we I don't know, you've done some research, but we find we some creators that we've met. We talked a lot about networking, meeting new people. So a lot of it comes from that. You found someone new, you played a game with someone, and then you started to consume their content a little bit and discovered them for the first time, or someone that you watch regularly, that you have on your side monitor when you're working or doing your coding or whatever. So we'll let you think about it a little bit, give you some time. I will go first, and let them all go. But my side monitor recommendation of the week is Chilled Chaos on YouTube and Twitch. He recently invited me to play some Among Us with the crew, with a lot of really cool creators who I had not met before. So it was 9 new people. I had a blast. They put up with me being, exhausted at the end of the day and streaming for the first time, like in an evening in like months. He's a huge Mets fan. I guess there was some really cool. I like. He has like 5,000 or 6,000 viewers, and I hosted him after we were done on the Purge server one night, and it was for like 90 people, and he like stopped and was like, thank you, like give this heartfelt, like, that's so cool, thank you so much. I was like, that was the fact that he even noticed it was impressive. But everyone's like, no, he's a Mets fan. It's like, that's his team, this is really cool for him. And he's a great dude, hilarious. And he plays with he's got this connection with a lot of people, plays a lot of games with a lot of people. They play like Code Names, and they were playing Clue, like the version Clue, and they like, like games you're sitting around with your 6-7 friends and playing a game. They just do it digitally, and they have a great vibe, and it's awesome to watch. And he's a great creator.
It's awesome.
Go check him out. That's Chilled Chaos on Twitch.
Chilled Chaos. I'll check him out.
And Twitch and YouTube.
Love it. Yeah, my shout today is kind of a little bit of a twofer. I'm going to start off with Nicky Merckx. Not Nicky Merckx, Nick Merckx. I've been watching him.
It was a different person. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine? It's actually Nicky Merckx. So it's a female version. No, he's been so I've been throwing up recently. I've watched a good amount of his stuff in the past, but I mean, just seeing him this weekend because we went to the Super Bowl together and everything. Just kind of rediscovered it, I guess. And he's just really skilled, man. He's just really obviously, I mean, he's, number 2, 3 maybe on Twitch overall. Like, he's just absolutely nuts. And
number 1 in sub count this month.
In sub count? Oh, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, it was absolutely, I couldn't even fathom the amount of subs he had. It was ridiculous.
I love watching Nick.
He's awesome. And his ability to connect with his chat and still make it somehow still able to make it feel personal is pretty crazy. Even after all his success and all the people watching him, he does a really, really good job. And my second shout out actually goes to Wolves at My Door. I got a little bit too for today because Wolves, friend of the pod, Wolves at My Door. He's doing great work. I kind of actually alluded to him earlier. He's been playing Minecraft and absolutely killing it. I mean, people have been doing well with Minecraft recently, but he's just I consider him a Minecraft OG. He's been playing for so long and does so well at it and understands how to talk to his chat while still maintaining and playing the game. And I'm just really happy for him. He's been as much of an OG as me, and to see him do well is just, you rejoice when your friends do well. So I'm glad he's doing well.
Agree.
So yeah,
I know you guys are trying to wrap up this podcast, but what if I don't want it to wrap up? What if we just want to hang out for a little bit longer?
Please don't kill.
Okay, all right. We can go. Okay, so I actually bounce around to a lot of different streams, and then I have like different roles in them. Like, some I'm very active. I'm like chatting and then others I just like to lurk. There's kind of a vibe. So is it okay if I break it out into those 2 different categories?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sure. Perfect, dude.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay, so like actively, I like watching American Dad. Like, I'll go in there. He's doing like the PD streams or whatever, and
love it.
I'll drop some stuff in there. Kit Boga, I love watching Kit. Do you guys know Milton Pike?
Of course
we know Milton.
Dude,
Milton is unanimously voted the best episode of this podcast.
Dude, yeah. I love Milton. We played so many games together. We played Among Us. That's how we met. Among Us has brought so many content creators together. I feel like Milton is one of the most underrated streamers on Twitch.
He's quickly being found out.
What was that, Trevor?
People are finding out about Milton.
Dude, he's so good. He's so good. I've like messaged him like, you have to start YouTube. Like you have to start YouTube. His content's so good and he's so brilliant. And then Puns is one of my friends. He's recently started growing on Twitch, like, and I mean growing. He is blowing up. But I actually met Puns watching American Dad. We used to wager on marbles when AD used to do like these wagers on marbles, and I beat Puns in like a $500 wager, and we just became friends after that.
Jeez.
And then lately, he's been just exploding, and I mean like tens of thousands of viewers on Twitch, and he's part of the Dream SMP. I don't know if you guys follow Minecraft at all, but it's been pretty wild. Okay, lurking streams. I lurk Dakotas. We're actually doing a big giveaway right now together. And he's just a good dude. Like I lurk in there for some streams. I just don't like the chat because then
I'm with you.
Yeah, I feel that.
Same thing.
I don't know. I'm just kind of like, so I lurk Dakotas. I lurk Seth Drums is a good friend. Devin Nash. I like watching Devin on. I feel like him and Harris are kind of in the same genre of like, like stream quality or just like stream analytics. I'm kind of a data nerd. And then I like watching Tfue. I lurk Tfue and Arab, and then members of my grid stream team.
Nice. Very cool. I've never had someone break it up like that into lurk and active viewing. That's pretty cool. But it's good to know that people do that as well. Like you don't have to be completely active in every stream you ever watch. So makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, half those people have been on the pod too. So I think we're doing something right.
Exactly, dude. We're killing it.
And actually, a couple of those people you mentioned are in the works to get on the pod. So the rest of them are. Trust me, we are on it. We know exactly who is doing what. About Devin too. I watch Devin's YouTube videos, like very specific.
Good.
Yeah, very specific topics. Quite often because I'm interested in it. I know on my YouTube and my YouTube team, we are trying to really like get into that stuff too because first of all I'm really interested in it, but also we want to make sure we're maximizing the time we have when we're streaming and stuff. So he is lining up really well with that. So that's a great one too, and he knows so much, man. He is a well of knowledge. So I would like to throw my my thumbs up on that one as well. Check that out if you guys are interested in that stuff.
Throw those thumbs up, baby. DNP3, what is next for you as we kind of head out here? What do you want our listeners to know you got coming up?
Giveaways are going to continue, of course. But I think the next big project I'm working on, I have I didn't get to list all the projects I have right now. There's a lot. Sure. But the next big one, and I haven't formally announced it yet, but it's going to be I'm launching a cryptocurrency, like full on.
What?
Yeah, that's going to be in a couple months. So
I can't wait to the moon. Let's do it,
yeah, baby. We're going to the moon.
Hold on to that forever.
Yeah,
dude, that's awesome. Very cool. So cool. What do you even want? That sounds overwhelming. I mean, it probably sounds like nothing to you.
We're gonna have to have a part 2 where you come explain
cryptocurrency.
Like the engineering and the once you understand the engineering behind it all, it's like the whole blockchain and everything. It's straightforward. Yeah, but I've been doing cryptography and engineering for years, so it's like throwing a baseball for you, Trevor.
Amazing.
It's like assembling a robot arm to give you jelly beans for you, Trevor. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. Fantastic. That's a really, really dumb thing you did, Trevor. So DNP3, I want to personally, can't speak for Trevor, thank you for being on the pod today.
Thank you, Paul. And I also can't speak for Trevor, but I want to just reciprocate that and say thank you, Paul, for thanking me for being here.
Dude, it's been awesome. It's always good to have another boomer perspective on the podcast, to be perfectly honest. It's nice to have someone to relate to, that there's not talking about, their TikTok and their, whatever I don't know, whatever they do in high school or middle school these days. Their lunch order.
I've been on a bunch of podcasts. This is the most professional podcast I've ever been on. You guys are killing it.
Thank you. You have no idea how much that means.
That makes me happy.
I'm serious. Even with the scuffed ads, I love the scuffed ads from Trevor and just everything, the whole experience. And PM, shout out to PM, bro. You keep it up.
Shout out, PM.
Thank you.
Great job. Well, thank you again, DNP3. Awesome having you, dude. Looking forward to having you again to explain that cryptocurrency. Seriously, looking forward to that.
All right, I'll be back. Thanks for having me.
To our viewers and listeners, everyone from Twitch to YouTube, watching or listening over on Spotify, Again, we have 2 ways to get on the pod. Do not forget, that is the review of the week. And you can use our phone number, 503-908-9529. You may have your question read, like Trevor said, or you can text it to that number, either way. So we can either hear your lovely voice with a clickety-clack of your thumbs, leaving a text message either way. Before we go, again, huge shout out to the review of the week. So when it comes from YouTube and the channel Peter Vlasti or Algorithms and Peter
Aganthamos.
It's from, I'm pretty sure it's just from Peter. Aganthamos.
Peter, we'll say from Peter.
What?
Yeah,
it's
read
from
this.
Peter.
Read this slowly. I think there's a couple commas missing. So just.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm a regular in Jen's stream. Check off for mentioning Jen again at the very tail end of the podcast.
We got it.
We almost
got it.
made
The streak continues.
That's not because of me. That was the review. I can't control that.
No, I like the streak. Let's keep going.
Yeah. I'm a regular in Jen's stream, but I found Jen through the podcast and really enjoy the content from the Liability Boys. You guys are my number 1 listen to podcast for 2020. Love the show. Keep it up.
Ah, bro.
Yeah.
Round of applause. That's fantastic.
Love that. Secondary sound effects come from DNP3.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
sorry.
It's
My bad.
fantastic. Thank you, Peter, for your review. It was fantastic. We really appreciate that. And congratulations, Jen. It's really, the streak is alive and well. This is and has been the May Contain Action podcast. You can listen on all major carriers of podcasts, including Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. Watch the VOD on YouTube. Leave 5 stars. And don't forget to leave a review where you can. Also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at May Contain Pod and at May Contain Action on TikTok. God, I am 30 years
Can
old.
you still leave 5 stars? Isn't that like 10 years ago?
I don't know. You can do it on Apple.
Come on, bro.
Okay, my bad. And outro.
We have to say. You got to get it.
You've left the room. The metaphysical room. You've left it. Unbelievable.
Actually
At May
hasn't.
Contain Action on TikTok. Also follow this Twitch channel, which we are currently live on. Twitch.tv/May Contain Action. Follow us there. Follow us everywhere. And man, am I excited about the things that we got coming.
We cannot tell you about yet, but they're coming.
Legally speaking. Woo! Oh, so excited. Quickly before we go, our guest today was DNP3. DNP3, please plug everything so people can find you.
Twitter.com/DNP3 with the 3 spelled out. YouTube.com/DNP3 with the 3 spelled out. And Twitch.tv/DNP3 with the 3 as a number. And Discord.gg/DNP3 with the number 3.
Oh, he's partnered.
Good.
Oh.
GridMC.io for my Minecraft server, and GridGaming.io for automated giveaway platform. Patent pending.
Dude, that's the most concise plug everything we've ever got.
Someone's done that before at the end of every stream.
Jeez.
I love that.
That was amazing.
Wow, what a great episode, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's truly an honor.
To our guest and to all of our listeners and viewers, thank you for coming by. We will see you next week.
See you next week.